Is there anything that you see with the agency world that, I mean, you mentioned earlier, obviously, I think companies, big companies, brands, maybe they're kind of like living in the past, but is there something in the agency world that you see that needs to be shaken up? That maybe there's people out there with little agencies or little creative houses. What's something that you see that could maybe like collectively, we should do this better? Or, you know, is there anything on your side of things that I think could help push it forward?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think it's being realistic with like what actually works. Like there's so many times I feel like I make a video and you're like why did we make this video? And like no one's answering that bigger question. And I think there's a lot of people in these like marketing roles and these other places that they just think they have to do this rather than trying to like pioneer or champion something that's really great and unique. And I feel like a lot of brands and a lot of people, and I think it's rooted in fear, they just don't want to take the risk because they don't want to lose their jobs. And I think fundamentally there's just a lot of white noise and garbage being made all the time and big money being spent on stuff. And I think like that money could be used to make really great content that actually converts and creates sales, that gets people excited. And a lot of times people just follow a recipe over and over and over again, where I feel like the people behind it are just not excited. And I think that's like a fundamental thing in the agency world that I wish would get like shaken up a bit more.
I think you have a unique perspective of where you're in those meetings with those brands and companies. The only experience I've had with working with companies is for my YouTube channel or for my Instagram or Twitter, Facebook. So they have a degree of understanding of influencer marketing and they're smart. They're trying to step out and take risks. But with the kind of the more traditional side of things, are companies now coming to you wanting help to produce actual content, or is it still about short, snackable advertisements? Like, do you see some of the shift going towards, okay, maybe us as a company needs to actually create a podcast or create a video series? How is that? Like, are people about that, or is that still something they don't quite understand?
I think the coolest part about the position we're in right now as having like an agency and also like a YouTube channel is that like the results of the YouTube channel, I can now go into meetings on the agency side and people are like, now I'll actually listen to you. And you're
That's
like,
powerful.
Right? And then you can make suggestions and then they're more open to it because there's obviously a reason why success has happened in one space and you can leverage that. So I find the two, like the agency and YouTube, feed each other really, really well. And both will be like, on the YouTube side, you can be like, I can do a bigger campaign because I have director of photographies. I have this whole network that we can tap into to make professional, high quality content. And then vice versa, where those people are really excited that there's almost like a marketing arm or marketing knowledge being built into it.
Yeah. And a lot of times that means an audience is built into it.
100%.
Which can be so powerful.
Yep. And that could be the difference between you getting the job or not getting the job, or to upsell into something as well.
More money.
Yeah, more money. So having both has actually provided to be like a really unique opportunity to like create opportunities for other people that don't have social followings, as well as to bigger scale social projects. And I think that's like one of my favorite parts of where I'm at right now.
Oh, that's so cool. Because I think a lot of people out there who have traditional jobs or maybe own traditional businesses, whether it's the agency side of things or something, they don't quite see how YouTube or Instagram or Twitter fits in with their business as an agency. But I think it can be so beneficial to almost just use as a case study. If you as an agency can go and build out your following with really interesting content and interesting individuals that you're like highlighting or creating with, you can then go and use that as examples in meetings and use it as leverage to say, look, this works. This is what you could do.